Alright guys, so Physical Kid BUU now has his Extreme Z Awaken. He is a very, very strong and powerful card. Honestly, in terms of support type units, he very well may have surpassed Turles. Honestly, really thinking about it, this Kid BUU probably is even better than Turles now. They gave him, the major buff they gave him is Suki, on top of his 50% defensive buff. And he also does give a 30% buff now when his HP falls under 80%. So he's really able to maintain that way. Now, I'm going to bring this buff BUU alongside him. They are pretty much able to activate all of each other's key links. So we're going to run that as a rotation and sort of see how good they could be. Okay, perfect. So we're going to see exactly what I wanted on the second turn. We have Buff BUU and Kid BUU on a rotation together, so the two of them combined should be able to do ludicrous levels of damage. We're talking insane numbers. And then once Int Metal Cooler comes around onto the rotation, I'm going to be very curious, could Physical Kid BUU reach a 2 million attack stat as a support type unit? I don't know. I feel like there's a chance he could get close, so let's go ahead and see what our boy Physical Kid BUU is capable of. We're not going to get a super attack with Buff BUU. That's fine. We'll get one for Frieza. So, Kid BUU, my boy, what do you got for us? 1.5. Very fair as a support type unit. Very good. 1.5 million linked up with this Buff BUU right here. That Buff BUU is also a pretty strong unit, by the way. So now, like, teams like the Revived Warrior team, I think the Majin Buu Arc team, the Enhanced Transformation team, I'm going to say, like, this Kid BUU, he's got to be a must-use unit for all of these teams. Him giving Ki the way he does, it's insane. Because, like, the BUU team badly needed, like, support units. Because Physical Vegito just does not work very well with a lot of the good units on that team. So the fact that not only is Kid BUU giving the Ki now, but still that massive 50% buff is just a huge, huge number. And look, we're, going to easily be at, 100% HP again. See, here's the thing. A lot of these teams now are just so powerful that, like, that 80% buff, it's not even hard to maintain. Like, look. Easy. All right, so here we go. What can this BUU rotation do now? So we got, all of them are rainbow. What is Physical Kid BUU's attack stat gonna look like right here? And it is 1.8 for a support type unit. And then this BUU 1.5. Whoa! Yo! On the Revived Warrior team, yo! Now, you actually could... Kid BUU could get higher than that too, by the way, because if we start out the rotation at above 80% HP, Kid BUU's 50% attack buff will go into effect. If Kid BUU would then take a super attack, in that first slot, Big Bad Bosses would then activate, giving him an extra 25% attack. Plus, he would still have the 50% buff, because that starts, as soon as the turn starts, Kid BUU's 50% passive buff would happen. But Big Bad Bosses can activate in the middle of a turn after an attack is received. So what that would mean is, Kid BUU, I think, he could hit a 2 million attack stat as a support type unit. 2 million! That's pretty good. This Kid BUU is disgusting. Like, he's doing that much damage himself, and we look at what he's providing to all of the other units around him, how he makes virtually all of these fuckers better. It's nuts, bro. They really went in their bag for this one. They're like, you know what? Let's go ahead and give them, let's give them a problem right here. Let's go ahead and make this Kid BUU a beast. Because, like, for a long time, he hasn't really been that useful, right? Because, we're gonna have Big Bad Bosses activate right here, I think. but we don't have Int Cooler on rotation as well. 1.5, yeah. If we also had Int Cooler on rotation, I think he would have been a 2 million right there. That's insane. That's that's beyond belief. So yeah, it would be very difficult to sort of set that like rotation up, because you would have to get Super Attack first, then Kid Buu, and have Metal Cooler on rotation. Like this is this Future Gohan event, by the way. This is one of the most recent Dokkan Fest events this is, and like we're just casually destroying this. Like these EZAs, they're really taking units that are like years old. Like Physical Kid Buu, he came out before the first year anniversary. Like he's a unit before STR Gogeta. Like what was Kid Buu? Was he the third or the fourth Dokkan Fest? I think he was the third. I think it was Broly, Cell, Kid Buu, and then Super Saiyan 3 Goku, right? So this guy has been around for that long, and now he's really coming into his own. I think... Yeah, okay. So here we go. This is a rotation. This is good. I did want to see this. So this is a rotation where we were actually below the 80% threshold. You could tell because Kid Buu only has 6 ki. So he only gives ki when his HP is above 80%. But we have Big Bad Bosses active because our health did fall below 80%. Also, Kid Buu, like he's still giving a buff. Now it's just 30% rather than 50%. So he's still going to be an incredibly valuable unit now. Before, if Kid Buu, if he would fall under 80% HP, he was basically worthless because he doesn't have really the greatest links, Physical Kid Buu. Unless you're going to bring another Majin Buu unit like Buff Buu here to sort of maximize what he's capable of doing, you're not going to be able to, right? But now, it's like, oh, we fell below 80%. Well, okay. Now Big Bad Bosses is active, and he still gives a 30% attack and defensive buff. That's still the same buff that in Android 21 gives to Android category units. Like, I love it. I love what they're doing. I have very, very high hopes for the future of Dokkan. If they're really just going to take middling units like this Kid Buu, and, STR Super Saiyan 3 Goku, who was solid, but he wasn't putting up 2 million attacks, and now he does. Like, these EZAs are incredibly powerful. This is like, when they originally wanted to do the rebirth system, this is what the intention was, I think. Now they've got it. Like, they know what they're doing. So, if they're going to give EZAs to random units like the Family Kamehameha trio or STR Super Saiyan 3 Goku, you can't Baba any cards. Like, you can't. You gotta put full dupes in any card. You never know what card could become just absolutely monstrous. So let's go ahead and take a look at the changes that Physical Kid Buu has received. So this is Heartless Destruction Kid Buu. His leader skill used to be allies attack increases based on how much HP is left up to a max of 50%. Now he gets allies 3 ki, 50% to attack and defense, and then he still keeps the attack increases based on HP left, but that can go up to a max of 80%. So he has a decent, very similar to like AGL Khalifa or the Masked Saiyan's leader skill now. His super attack is still the Planet Burst. It used to do supreme damage and lower defense. Now it's immense damage and lowers defense. One reason Buu is able to hit so hard. His passive Planetary Destruction used to be attack and defense 50% for all allies when HP is 80% or above. Now it's 2 ki and 50% attack and defense for all allies when HP is 80% or above. And then attack and defense 30% for all allies when HP is 79% or below. And his links are Majin, Brutal Beatdown, More Than Meets the Eye, Big Bad Bosses, Infinite Regeneration, Fierce Battle, and The Wall Standing Tall. So his links aren't really the greatest, right? Like outside of him being on a Buu-centric team, you're probably not going to get a lot of those to activate. Like, Majin, More Than Meets the Eye, Infinite Regeneration, The Wall Standing Tall. He does have Brutal Beatdown, Fierce Battle, and Big Bad Bosses, which are pretty common sort of villain links. Like this BUU, he will be ridiculous on, you know, any sort of villain team, SCR Rose, Goku Black villain team or anything like that. But for the most part, his links aren't the greatest. That is the one problem with Kid BUU units, is usually their links are not all that. Now, his 12K multiplier is 140%, and then he's on 3 categories where now I think he becomes like one of the first 2 or 3 units you want to put in all of these teams. The Revived Warrior team, this is a team we showed him off on today because he does have the 170% attack buff from Angel Golden Frieza. That's why I wanted to show him here, so see how high his attack stat could get. 1.8, what was it, 1.88 without Big Bad Bosses? Crazy. So he will dominate on this team, and he'll be very useful too, giving key to any of these LRs you might run. LR Broly, LR Bojack, LR Majin Vegeta. Going to be very, very handy there. He's also, of course, on the BUU Arc team, where I think he can be incredibly useful, you know, helping out because, you know, you have the double physical Vegito, which only have prepare for battle, but then you've got units like LR Majin Vegeta, Angel Tech Goku, Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, LR Super Vegito. You have, you know, the transforming BUU, who's decent. Like, it's a very crazy mix of units in there, and this Kid BUU will help make them all work consistently. So I think he is a top tier option for the Majin BUU Arc team. Actually, with how high his health is, there's a new highest HP team in Dokkan too. Hold on, we're going to check that in 1 second. And then he's also in the enhanced transformation category, where he is A1 must use on this team. He will make a lot of these units work so good. This is sort of the Big Bad Bosses team, you know, having, you know, every Janemba, Cooler, Cell, BUU, Baby, Frieza card on here. This Kid BUU is going to be a monster unit. Now, real quick before we finish up, I am curious. Let me sort by the Majin BUU arc, and then let's go by HP. Yeah, okay. So the new highest HP team in the game is LR Super Vegito, Physical Kid BUU, LR Hercule, LR Majin Vegeta, LR Trunks and Goten, and LR Great Saiyaman 1 and 2. No, replace LR Great Saiyaman for Physical Super Vegito. Wow. All right, so I might have to test that out then. The new team with the most HP in the game. So it's a pretty big jump from Great Saiyaman 1 and 2 up to what Kid BUU is at now with 21,000. So I will definitely make sure to test that out. Physical Kid BUU, they outdid themselves with this one. He is a problem. So thanks guys for watching, and I'll catch y'all next time.